What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and today I got the Fuchs joint on. We got a skull on. We're talking about downgrades. Players that are not going to look nearly as nice on them statistics in FIFA 20. And for obvious reasons, they just didn't perform in real life. If you agree, drop some love on the video. Let me know in the comments what other players need to be downgraded. Who did I miss? I'm going to make this into a nice little top 5. So there's going to be a lot of options, a lot of players that probably should be downgraded that aren't on my list. But I'd like to hear yours. We could have a subreddit comment section about downgradable players or players that need to be brought down a notch. Let's talk about it. Coming in at number 5, and these aren't necessarily listed in order, especially not when we're focusing on the negatives. We got Boateng. Just think he's aged out a bit. He's on the downward portion, he's on the downward swing. I don't think that's a very good, accurate. Wasn't very good in art class. That wasn't very good. Boateng isn't what he once was. I feel like we're at that point. Whether it's FIFA, whether it's real life, he just isn't going to be that same presence, that same dominant figure as a center back, someone who dictates and really protects the goal and has that vibe or that energy. You didn't want to bump into him. You don't want to see him. He's going to impact everything that's happening. Forget about it from a corner kick. No set pieces. That Boateng, right? You know the guy. Next up, and it really pains me deep down to say this because he's one of my favorite fullbacks of all time. Still make a case for him being one of the best fullbacks of all time, but Marcelo wasn't very good last season. And an 88 overall in FIFA, you gotta think that's gonna come down quite a few spots. Real Madrid wasn't good for Real Madrid standards last season either. That's gonna be a familiar trend. A lot of times when you're looking at these big name players, high rated guys, expensive, make a difference, impactful, if they don't show up and show out, we all are going to see that. We're looking at them under a microscope. Every little move they make on the pitch, outside of the pitch, in the game, on top of the game. That doesn't make sense. The point is, we're going to notice if you play well or if you don't. And that's something that you're going to take on in terms of pressure when you go to big clubs. But yeah, Marcelo just looked a little slower than he should have been in some instances, a little less aware, not as crisp, not as clean. Usually I'm always talking about superlative on superlative when I'm looking at my guy Marcelo, and that just wasn't the case last season. So you got to think to yourself that's going to impact his overall rating. Bruh, having a decent hair day. It's a decent hair day. Still don't have a tan, man. We're mostly through with summer. I never got a tan. I didn't go outside enough. Midway point, another man from Real Madrid, Gareth Bale. Disappointing season. Lackluster. And I still feel that he has a lot left in the tank. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. Gareth Bale should have left after they won the Champions League with Cristiano Ronaldo. He had momentum and confidence from scoring a tremendous goal in the Champions League final. Even if he didn't have the season that he should have, would have, could have, would have preferred to have. There was the injury scenario where Bale was saying he wasn't injured, even though he's having to sit out for injury. Wait for that. Obviously, Cristiano left, took his talents to Juventus, and Bale just didn't really perform last season, especially not for that amount of money. Expectations. Is he gonna go to China? When I'm recording this video, he hasn't gone to China yet. I hope he doesn't go to China. I strongly dislike when players go to China when they're still in their prime or close to their prime levels. As a fan, as someone who's supporting the culture, as a football enthusiast, you want to see these guys compete at the highest level, not go on a Chinese tour. Wait a few more years and then shoot over there. Go to Japan. I'm not upset with you guys then taking the bag, making some additional funds. But not when you just turned 30. I feel like you guys are going to start inserting the golfing jokes as well. But the point is, Gareth Bale's going to see a reduction statistically. And when you hit 30, EA just starts aging you. He's not going to be as fast. Watch. You heard it here first. Watch. Moving on, Mesut Ozil. Arsenal fans, what are you saying? I think he should be doing better. When you have Lacazette, Aubameyang, now got Pepe. This would be a dream for Mesut Ozil. Be a floating attacker, providing to these guys, hitting those through balls, finding the lanes of space. Or maybe not so much. Either way, FIFA 19, he was an 86 overall. There is no way that he gets to keep that 86. Not in my opinion. Stats would also agree with yours truly. Arsenal fans have to say they were disappointed. There's no way that you felt Mesut Ozil met expectations. The question is, how far down will EA go in terms of dropping his overall rating? He just doesn't fit the meta. He's not going to be a physical specimen where he's holding off players and able to hit those layoffs. All about the passing and the vision and the preciseness of those passes. And we know firsthand in FIFA, that's never what's rewarded. Those players always struggle to be a standout, to be a star. This is someone who's going to be in your starting lineup time and time again. Drum roll, please. Top in the charts. If I'd made the top 5, this would be my number 1 in order. Alexis Sanchez. You say his name, you got to make an ugly face. And it's so wild to me because when he was at Arsenal, I was so convinced that he may have been or was definitely in the top 5 best attacking players in the Premier League. Loved his game, hardworking, went for it. I loved him at Barcelona as well, but at United, it did not come together. It did not flow. His confidence isn't there. He's just not the same player. We need to see him go somewhere else, maybe to a different league. I feel like he could revitalize his career, but he's going to have a massive downgrade. Has to. I think you'd be lucky to have an 83 overall. We'll see if the EA and FIFA gods agree with me or not, or what you guys think in the comments. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up, and I have a lot more coming out for you ASAP. Peace.